So you're having issues with player control or adventure length or combat flow, and you need some help, but you're not quite sure where to look. So what can you do? The answer, GM Advice website. We're going to take a look at some truly impressive instructional sites. So I hope you're ready to feed your need for RPG.
Stealth roll!
Oh crap.
Welcome everybody, my name is Marcus and this is Poor Man's RPG, a channel dedicated to bringing you the best of RPG entertainment at little or no cost to you. We all know of Geek and Sundry and D&D Beyond and the other large sites that give great advice for newbie GMs and veterans alike. But today, we're going to take a look at some lesser known sites that have helped not only me become a better GM over the years, but thousands of others as well. Unlike the dude that's role-playing my life, who listens to all the wrong advice and can't seem to get me out of the poorhouse. As you turn your car into the suburban strip mall, you spy the familiar studio decked out in the usual neon crystal balls and deep purple signs with the words psychic in all cap yellow text. Adam looks around in confusion and he says, "Wait a minute. We agreed we were going to my financial advisor to help you out. Why are we here?" I say to him, "It's about time you watched a real financial advisor in action. He's been helping me for years." Adam looks back at you and says, "But you're horrible with money." Am I though? Yes, very. Hold your horses. Just come on in, hear him out. If you aren't truly impressed, which you will be, then we'll go to your Harvard-educated advisor. Deal? Adam mumbles, "This is ridiculous. Fine, let's get this train wreck over with." So you both get out of the car, and you find that the door to the psychic is actually unlocked this time. I slap Adam on the shoulder, and I say, "Well, that's good, because the last 2 times I came out here, he texted me saying he was going to be late because he didn't expect traffic to be bad. But that's because he doesn't use his powers for trivial stuff. I completely understand." As you both scamper up the bright red stairwell, Adam gives you a disbelieving look and says, "You do realize that he is scamming you for your money, right?" "He is the real thing. He told me all about it. When he was 4, he even saw his deceased granddaddy. He would visit him and tell him stories and everything. He could even hear his pet's thoughts. His parents and friends were just mean about it when he was growing up. He didn't realize that was something that not everybody experienced. Can you imagine that kind of trauma, Adam? And besides, if they weren't real, how come there are so many around? Duh." Your conversation is stopped short as you pass through a beaded curtain into a cramped purple room, where you see old and prim Mr. Jin, who nods happily at you and says, "Welcome back, my young friend." Today he's wearing his blue silk pants with his matching vest over a billowing long sleeve button-up white shirt. His eye patch beads were a corresponding blue as well, but his headscarf and dozens of long necklaces and bracelets are every color of the rainbow. Adam is looking around in obvious skepticism and disgust at the weird mix of eclectic art packed into the small chamber. And then he says to you, "Are you kidding me?" I shush him, and then I say to Mr. Jin, "Hello, sir. I brought a friend with me if you do not mind. I want him to see your brilliance firsthand." The slight man scrutinizes Adam for a long moment, and then finally says, "Non-believers block the flow of the spiritual, hindering my abilities." He then looks back at you and says, "But for you, my young friend, I will make a concession." Oh, that was close. I elbow Adam and say, "Man, you just lucked out." Adam rolls his eyes as Mr. Jin motions for both of you to take a seat at his table. I sit down and I tell Adam to do the same. Adam reluctantly sits, as Mr. Jin pulls out a deck of tarot cards and places them in front of you for your reading. I say, before we get started, Mr. Jin, I just wanted to say thank you for curing me of that cancer that you found during the last session. That was one heck of a spell. Mr. Jin nods nobly and says, of course. And then Adam angrily cries, what? I know, and it was only $500. This man is a hero. Now shush so he can do his thing. Adam is speechless. Mr. Jin then begins flipping over the tarot cards and making faces depending on what he feels are good or bad. He then flips over a card displaying a seated king holding a wooden staff. And then he says, the King of Wands. You need help with your finances. Yes, that's right. Adam rolls his eyes again and says, don't you call him your financial advisor? That implies that you always come here asking about finances. Shush, he is working. Mr. Jin completely ignores Adam and continues with, the spirits are telling me that when you put real effort into your job and finances, you will see real growth. Heck yeah! Mr. Jin then goes white with fear when he flips over the next card, which depicts a man lying on his stomach with 10 swords sticking out of his back. He says, the 10 of Swords. No. What? What's the matter? Someone close to you has worked evil against you. This was an act of betrayal and treachery. He then looks at Adam suspiciously. Adam, how could you? Adam looks like he's about to attack Mr. Jin when the psychic continues. When you least expect it, they will hit you where you are most vulnerable. This is harmful magic that aims to destroy. Someone has a baby doll of you and is sticking nasty pins in it. Where in the heck did you get a baby doll of me, man? That is creepy. Adam says, are you actually believing this crap? Why would he say it if it wasn't true? I trusted you, man. Mr. Jin talks over Adam's retort. But worry not, my young friend. I can dispel this evil curse. He throws Adam another accusatory glance. Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Jin. All I need, he continues, is $750, plus the cost of 2 crystals and a wicker candle. Oh, done. Just charge my card you have on file and make that happen pronto. As Mr. Jin happily processes the transaction and begins preparing the ritual, Adam can't take it anymore. He bellows in rage and frustration, then leaps up, snatching you by your arm, and hauls you out of the room and outside. Before you can say a word, he rears back to slap you over the top of the head. This is 15 plus 2, 17. Does that hit your armor class? Yeah. Adam connects solidly, doing 2 damage. Man, what is your problem? Adam is livid as he yells, what is wrong with you? That was half your rent and the bills! Son of a... First, we have the angrygm.com, RPG advice with an attitude. He lays it out like it is and doesn't worry about sensibilities. He has extensive listings of GM tips that will help anybody. But my favorite is the Mega Dungeon Monday, watching the Angry GM build a complex adventure, a playable RPG module from start to finish, 1 week at a time. This isn't just a quick and dirty, toss a few encounters out at you kind of thing. Oh no, each week is a 5,000 plus word, step-by-step, well thought out blog with spreadsheets, pics, and details that most would miss. Check it out. Then we have the aptly named roleplayingtips.com, an epic site penned by John, a man that has published role-playing tips since 1999. His blog covers the entire spectrum of RPG inquisitiveness that not only answers your questions, but takes you further down the rabbit hole with unique insights and mind-blowing ideas to get even the most confused of us wholly enlightened on the path of DM greatness. He also delivers a newsletter tri-weekly, that's 3 times a week, not every 3 weeks, that gives even more tips and ideas that will keep you in awesome DM status for years to come. And last but certainly not least, Reddit, with the r/DND behind the screen subreddit by user ApolloNot13. This dude has got it together. Not only does he list his DM tips right at the top, but he also has anything else you could need, such as tools, random generators, adventures and adventure guides, character sheets, music and sound, and this list goes on and on and on. If you need anything at all, you will find it here. Now that we've covered the advice on what DMs should do, here's some advice on what DMs shouldn't be doing.
My barbarian is going into the tavern real quick.
Why would you do that? Your party's already going to the dungeon.
Well, I want to just jump in there and talk to the tavern owner or somebody in there. Maybe they know something about the dungeon, you know? Something to help us out with.
Your party doesn't want to go in there, and they yell at you to come back.
No, we don't. I'm cool with them going. That's actually a good idea. It won't take long. Just in and out.
Okay, fine. You head over there, and once you get there, there's a doorman who's blocking the doorway and doesn't allow you entry and tells you to keep moving.
Does he say why?
No, and he doesn't need to. Let's continue to the dungeon.
Wait, I ask him if Little Coin will change his mind. I'm going to roll for diplomacy. 4.
Now he's drawing a dagger and yelling at you to leave.
I got this. I'm going to go ahead and try to intimidate.
No, you aren't there. Remember? Only he went over there.
Oh, come on. That doesn't make any sense. Why wouldn't the doorman let him in?
You know what? The doorman has had it. He takes his dagger and he throws it at your face. Oh, critical hit. The dagger plunged directly into your eye up to the hilt, and now you're dead.
What?
Also, I'm done for tonight, so maybe we'll continue next week. And maybe that'll give you time to make a character who will actually follow the storyline. $16. Okay, you hit him and the final monster is dead.
Yes. Man, that was tough.
I can't imagine what would have happened if those bloodthirsty beasts would have captured us, right?
No, you would have been fine either way. They would have just put you in a bamboo cage and let you escape later, so.
Really? Boy, it's nice to know our choices matter in this. Thanks. For my backstory, my monk was raised in a monastery devoted to Sylvanus, a god of nature and forests. Wait, no, that's a Celtic god. Use a Greek deity. I prefer those. Like, Pan would probably be the closest equivalent. He's the god of nature. Does it really matter? I like the way she protects. Why do you have him going unarmed? I really don't want him to have a weapon. His master trained him to rely solely on his wits and his strength of body. Anything else is unnatural and impure. No, you won't do enough damage. And it's not as cool as a monk that's dueling short swords. Anyway, go ahead and change to that. Thanks for watching, everybody. So where did you learn or implement your best piece of GM advice? Let me know down in the comments below. I put out new videos every week on video games, books, tabletop RPGs, and more. So if you like that kind of thing, destroy that like button and subscribe. Also, remember, you don't have to have a ton of cash to enjoy RPGs. All you need are your friends, your family, and a sense of adventure. Take it easy.